Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Rebellious Votes. This is Hernandez. Hopefully everyone's doing great, enjoying their life, taking full advantage that they are alive, and getting out here in nature to get some activity, get some steps, get away from that fear porn, all that government propaganda, fake news. As you can see, the environment that the fake news has created, a totally empty park. Look at that. Totally empty park because people are afraid to come outside even after a year of being scammed. And this was actually a park that they closed because of the covaids. Oh my God, the covaids. They closed it down because of course it's so detrimental to the public health to come out here and get some activity. Actually work on oneself to avoid real health problems. But no, personal responsibility is the new counterculture, of course. We had been hearing already that the flu was disappearing. Well, finally, the Associated Press says it has completely disappeared. The fake news says it's evaporated. So what do they say? I found this one article by LBRY. Flu season has disappeared this year because of the covaids precautions. So a few reasons, all the scam reasons, the masks, the social distancing, and all this other stuff. Oh, they were so scared of the twindemic, the flu, and the covaids combined, a conspiracy against people. Except they failed to notice one thing. The flu actually changed names. It took a play from the Rainbow People and then BLM and just called it something else. It was a peaceful protest. It was covaids. A Dr. Ramison said it's beautiful because we would have otherwise had 600,000 to 800,000 hospitalizations and many deaths. But you know what? They said people aren't dying this year because of the flu. Well, I wonder why. We've been calling everything else covaids. So the fake news says, why do we even have this guy on paper saying it's beautiful? And they mention that because in another situation, we would be reading about how many people are still dying despite the efforts of overworked and underfunded medical professionals. My goodness, is that true? Oh, they're so underfunded. I mean, hefty wages, but underfunded. In another article by Big News Network, a Dr. Mick, oh my God, an expert. I have seen 0 documented flu cases this winter. Oh, I'm sure, because they weren't documented. That's a simple one. Dr. Mick, I'll give you that advice. I'll give you that information. No cost to you. But they are worried, though. Can you believe it? The fake news are worried and the experts are worried because there's a problem that some doctors are acknowledging their inability to plan for next year's flu strain because they have virtually no data for this season. We just don't know how to stop the flu. Well, I want you to look at the data again and probably retest a lot of your crap and acknowledge that it might be influenza A or B and that the flu is just going by a different name. Sorry folks, covaids. There's another very interesting article I found. This one about vending machines with covaids tests arrive in New York City. So I guess New York has seen vending machines with gloves and sanitizing wipes. And if anyone's ever watched the Bitcoinmeister,
2020 best year ever. Pound that like button. All those sucker MCs living in their basement, scared. Oh, Fauci, scared. Save me. Look, you could have saved your darn self. Bought some of that $3,000, $4,000 Bitcoin back on March the 12th when you were crying, and now you'd be You'd have a lot more money, wouldn't you?
He has some really good podcasts or videos. Yeah, compete, don't complain. I mean, if you can make some money off some of the zombies, go ahead and do it. Make some money instead of complaining. And Wellness for Humanity has done so. They've come up with a DIY at-home covaids test instead of snacks and sodas. And that test will only set you back $149. So you can go ahead and scam yourself for a test that's very questionable. It's a PCR saliva test, and you can use it at your leisure. Mail it to the company's lab partner via FedEx, and with the pre-printed label, and get your results via text or email in 48 hours. Oh my God. So this article talks about one of those zombies, a Foland, that's 24 years old. That got a test from a machine on Monday after flying from Fresno, California. There's the problem right there. She's associating with other zombies in California with a similar state of mind or lack of mind, I guess. And the article goes on to mention that this zombie, Folden, has been tested 10 times or so over the course of the scamdemic. My goodness. Tested over 10 times throughout the scamdemic. Oh my God. Talk about falling for it 10 times? By God, I mean, you know, this person is probably not worried about money, worried about the next paycheck, because, man, some companies barely even gave 2 weeks if you went and scammed yourself and tested positive. It's just mind-boggling. I mean, you would go through that and possibly not get paid. But she felt that it was the most luxury way to get tested, that it was way better that because you didn't have to sit in your car, you just go and pick up the test and scam yourself at home, and you didn't have to deal with any type of scheduling. Well, many people that are not brainwashed didn't have to deal with it anyway. We never had to deal with any scheduling. That was the thought farthest removed from our mind, that we were going to go get some long thing stuck up a nose or the anal cavity. Huh. Yeah, that's not happening. And of course, the test isn't FDA approved, but of course, it is available under emergency use authorization, just as any other scam that the FDA talks about or promotes. And later on in the article, it's disclosed that the zombie Foland received the kit for free from the company. Oh.
Everything I do, you know I do it for the money. Everything I say, I only say it for the money. Everything is everything when everything is money. Everything is everything when everything is money.
And there was this, they mentioned also an assistant property manager that said this would be a good regular form of testing, but she wouldn't be able to afford it, which is completely right. At $149 a pop, it's quite expensive. And of course, they say you can submit those tests to insurance for reimbursement. So you have to go through the hassle of talking to yet another scam of an industry to get that settled, which will probably take weeks, if not months, plus all that time to get your money back. And of course, the company is looking at installing machines all over cities, and some colleges have also recently installed covaids test dispensing vending machines, including the University of California in San Diego. My goodness. And then you read about college students really having a hard time during the covaids and the scamdemic, finding it hard to thrive and survive. Yet they have a vending machine with a test over $100. The world and its ways is so backwards. And now that we've talked about Californians, man, you should check out this article by the Babylon Bee. They have done it once again. We also have another article. covaids long haulers find relief among fellow sufferers on road to recovery. Ah, the zombies, they're on the road to recovery, I guess. This one is very interesting because it involves 2 doctors. And all these people that say that these symptoms, they last for such a long time that they can no longer run the 100,000 miles that they used to run a day in their youth or in the past. And there's this Dr. Morgan and this Dr. Jobson that both specialize in chronic conditions that impact quality of life, and they have expertise in integrative medicine. And here's the thing. They mentioned that what we have been hearing from multiple survivors of the covaids is that they didn't feel heard. They didn't feel heard. The problem is that there are many survivors, because you have a 99.8, 99.9 survival rate. Let's talk about reality. What Dr. Morgan and Dr. Jobson have seen is an opportunity to get more clients, because of course you got to pay the bills. Of course you got to continue to live a good life. And if there's all these zombies around that want answers and want their life resolved and their fears from watching all that TV and being programmed, so the doctors established an online COVID support group, the first of its kind in the nation. And meetings are packed. Compete, don't complain. They are trying to get what's theirs so they can enjoy their life. And people have totally missed the point. And they mentioned this funny quote. It says, there is strength in survivorship. Yeah, because if a person dies, there's no customer there. There's no wealth to be gained from death, except for the people that are in the death industry, that are into burning bodies and selling caskets and selling plots. There's big business there. I mean, one of the CEOs, I think, once mentioned that death was a complete cash cow. So for these doctors to have a medical subscription program is way better than dealing with people that have died. I mean, there's no business for them. There's no return clients. So during these group sessions, patients share their stories. The doctors answer questions, address fringe treatments, and provide expertise in how to manage symptoms. So fringe, if we pay attention to that word, fringe in healthcare, it's basically healthcare method philosophies between therapies that may represent viable alternatives to mainstream medical treatments. What's so interesting about this article, though, is you would not guess what they are promoting. Mindfulness is actually pretty powerful and potent medicine. They are promoting mindfulness and meditation. Oh my goodness. Mindfulness and meditation. That's actually something I can agree with them. I mean, mindfulness and meditation. It's great. It's great for people. However, just a year ago, what was the fake news in the mainstream media saying about meditation and mindfulness? Back on July 18th, 2019, America is a nation of conspiracy theorists. Here are the most commonly believed phenomena. According to an insider poll, nearly 80% of Americans believe in at least one unscientific idea. Theories surrounding wellness are popular. 2/3 of respondents held at least one pseudoscientific health belief. A third of Americans said they believe in at least one conspiracy theory. Oh man, all these sketchy things that Americans believe. Oh my God. And actually, 50% of the group surveyed said that they believed in the health benefits of what? Meditation, which also is tied to mindfulness. They go on to say that belief in the benefits of meditation was the most popular belief, with half of the respondents answering that they felt there were health benefits associated with the practice. While some studies have suggested that meditation can reduce stress and improve focus, the science is still considered so early that a large group of researchers published a paper last year cautioning that poor methodology associated with the previous studies may have misled the public. Oh no! Yeah, poor methodology, unless, of course, you get one of those proven applications that they're selling nowadays. So you do meditation the proper way, paying $49.99 a month subscription. Because of course, someone has to make money, right? Off these things, or otherwise these things go unproven. Which in science, one of their famous sayings is, nothing can be proven. It could just be well supported. I do want to come back to the article of the two doctors. And, you know, some of these people that they're really seeing results. Literally, in the last 2 weeks, I began to see improvements on the headache front. One zombie said, instead of doing it every once in a while, now I do it every day, every night. And of course, the doctors say that they encourage other people in other areas of the country to start support groups. Because, yeah, doctors and experts, you might get some more clients. Might get some more customers. Compete, don't complain in this climate of so many zombies and people that are asleep and sheep. And of course, what does the article lead us into? Oh my goodness. It mentions there are other extraordinary covaids, long haul syndrome support groups such as Survivor Corps and Body Politics. And who is Survivor Corps? It's a project of Multiplier umbrella organization. Let's take a look at some of those sponsors and what they're about. What you see here is the Multiplier website, and their mission is to accelerate impact for initiatives focused on protecting and fostering a healthy, sustainable, resilient, and equitable world. Very pretty words. The projects in our portfolio span both crucial land and ocean conservation efforts and a broad array of cross-sector strategies in public health, education, and leadership, economic development, clean energy, climate resilience, sustainable food systems, energy efficiency, social and environmental equity, and more. And here are the supporters. Of course, Multiplier would like to thank the donors, funders, and government agencies who generously provide support to fuel the innovative work of our projects. So tax dollars going to many of these things. But we also notice the Rockefeller Foundation, Facebook, the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, amongst many others, including those of Silicon Valley, many corporations. Then we have another ideology being spread over there in Milwaukee. Many have a simple question. Is it okay to get a hug from the grandchildren? One doctor said, it's not a simple answer. At the start of the covaids, there was real danger of a hug that could kill a close family member. Oh no. Oh no.
Usually right now I'm just talking to the grandkids through the phone, you know, so I think that's the safest thing to do right now.
And if you get the vaccine, would that change?
I think it will, yeah. I think you got a better chance not to expose it.
We haven't seen them since probably summertime for a very brief visit.
It says until they get vaccinated, they won't take the chance.
Would you feel safer letting the grandkids give you or your husband a hug?
Oh, absolutely.
But is that getting them closer to their goal of seeing the grandkids again? Dr. Matt Anderson at UW Health says while the vaccine isn't a silver bullet, it makes get-togethers less risky.
We know that grandma or grandpa or whoever it is going to be very much less likely to be infected with.
You guys, we're being lied to.
We know. But do they? Do they really know? Come on. As I always say, ladies and gentlemen, study, read, and draw your own conclusion. Thank you.